It's another Friday funny for you. I have spent most of my career as a consultant or working in a consultative capacity, and I could tell you there is a special language that we speak. And so today's fun is about translating consultants, and you can see here the hieroglyphics, and the other person has no idea what they're talking about. And so we've all worked with consultants or worked as consultants, and they're really smart people who get paid a lot. And they get paid a lot to have opinions. But sometimes it feels like they're just speaking something that you have no idea what they're talking about, and you need a Mensa membership to get in. And these phrases sound great, but when you really unpack it and get under the covers, it maybe it's not necessarily what you think it means, or maybe they're stalling for time. So let's have some fun today decoding the secret language so you can understand what they're saying. And so this will be sort of your consultant to human dictionary. So here's the translation table. This is the Rosetta Stone of consulting. Um, Very popular saying, consultant says, let's take this offline. And you think this means sort of, well, we're going to have a thoughtful follow up. But what they're really just saying is, we're not going to talk about this here. Let's just, defer it to later and never talk about it again. Or they'll say, well, let's circle back. So it sounds like, oh, great. It'll be discipline and you're responsible. And what it really means is that they're just praying that you forget about it. And again, not want to get back to something. Socializing the idea sounds like collaboration in motion, but what it really sounds like is nobody really likes it, and they don't want to talk about it. Here you get a presentation, and it's a high level overview, so you think it's some strategic vision, and what it really means is there's just no details. Leveraging synergies is a great one, right? Sounds like productive teamwork, but it's really just forcing some dysfunctional teams to work together, and then generally with layoffs pending as well. Maybe aligning on next steps, which sounds like a crisp plan, but again, it really is just not knowing what's happening next. An iterative process. This is my favorite one. There's always feedback. Well, it's an iterative process, so it sounds like it's agile. But what it means is that we're just guessing again and again and again, and those are your iterations. And then my favorite new term, which I hadn't heard of before 10 years ago, and now it comes up weekly, is let's unpack that, which sounds like thoughtful analysis, but it just really means you said something weird and that we've all noticed. So a little bit of fun translating consultants. Look, they're brilliant people, but sometimes their language is just this poetry that you don't understand. And you can see the picture on the right with a little dollar hat, right, asking for money for the poetry. And most consulting jargon is really just delayed tactics, but that sounds good with good branding. And I always say that consulting is just saying things really confidently, so people think you know what you're talking about. And so it sounds impressive, but it may just mean we need time, or we don't know, or now it's your problem. And so the real insight is that maybe they don't always solve problems, and they do sometimes. And again, I'm not bashing consultants, spending my entire career as one. I'm just sort of enjoying the fun of the lingo with you. A lot of times they elegantly describe it back to you. My favorite consulting term is that we look at your watch to tell you what time it is. And if all else fails, just take it offline. Works every time. Thanks for the fun.